1 second. Let me get over there. Hello! Welcome to another video. I see you're looking for a Rockruff, huh? You want that shiny? You want that cute pepperoni? Originally introduced to us in Generation 7, also known as Sun and Moon, this cuddly canine was brought to us in the Alola region, which was based off of Hawaii, where I am a native and currently reside. I am going to do my best to show you how you can obtain your own shiny Rockruff in Scarlet and Violet. But I will also go further than that. I will try to help you be able to obtain all three of its evolutionary forms, which is Midday, Dusk, and Midnight form. For the ones who are just here for a shiny Rockruff, I'll definitely put that in the beginning of the video, the area that I found successful and had the most spawns of Rockruffs. So let's start with that. First thing you want to do is head over to West Province Area 1 North. And when you get there, of course, you're gonna make your sandwich for a rock buff for your Rockruff. What you're gonna need is one of each bell pepper, which green, red, and yellow, 2 bacons, 1 prosciutto, and mix and match your 2 herbs. I haven't gotten a bad mix of 2 different herbs yet myself, but just remember to save before you make the sandwich so no herbs are wasted. It's always a good practice to have, just in case you don't get the correct buff. And yeah, build your sandwich. Be careful though, this sandwich does get a little bit high, so it is fairly easy for some of your ingredients to drop. Once you have your buff, just run around the Poké Center and all in these grassy fields over here, and there's quite a few Rockruffs that spawn over here. It's the spot that I found without having a mass outbreak, and eventually, hopefully, you will get your own Rockruff shiny. So next in line is Lycanroc, Rockruff's evolution. We're gonna head over to this area, North Province Area 1, where they spawn out in the wild. Now the reason why I chose this area is because they spawn in bundles. It's a good place to run around to get one of your 3 forms or all 3 forms, because I shiny hunted all 3. Between the Dusk, the Midday, and the Midnight, I think this is probably the best spot on Paldea. Now, if you're going after Midday or Midnight, it's pretty obvious. You either shiny hunt Midday in the daytime, or you shiny hunt Midnight in the nighttime. Dusk form, however, is where I will need to get a lot more specific and a lot more... I'll need to elaborate a lot more on Dusk form. So if you're just looking to shiny hunt either Midday or Midnight form, then it's completely fine if you just end the video here. But if you're looking to obtain Dusk form, there's a lot more information that needs to be explained. But first things first, when you open your map, there's an icon in the middle that shows either there's a sun or a moon. This symbol right here, or icon, is Dusk. There is 72 minutes total in a cycle of a day while playing Scarlet and Violet, which means 36 of those minutes would be considered daytime and 36 minutes of that would be considered nighttime. But in between those two 36 minutes share a 3-minute window that it is dusk in game. The easiest way to do this is you would have to go into your system settings and your date and time and play around with the time a bit. But first thing you need to do is find daytime, because day moves over to dusk, and from dusk it goes into nighttime. So what we're gonna do is wait for a little while until it becomes dusk, and then go into our system menu and see what time it is. And now when we find Dusk, we would press the home menu button, look at what time it is. It is now 5:42 a.m. So we found what time it becomes dusk in game. Now, just for the sake of showing you, I sped this part of the video up to show you when dusk swaps over to nighttime, there's only 3 minutes that you have to hunt your dusk form, Lycanroc. So we would go back into the home menu. It is now nighttime and it is 5:45 a.m. You literally have 3 minutes to hunt this Pokemon in the wild and get your shiny. So you need to be very in sync with what you are doing and just give yourself enough time to make your sandwich. So you would go back into the system, go down to date and time. We now know that dusk is 5:42 a.m. Double check, make sure that that's the correct time. And just for the sake of certainty, go back into your game, check your map, ensure that it is dusk at 5:42. It's 5:42 for me. And I failed to mention that you need to actually close the game every time that you do this, or it's not going to change the time at all. If you head back into the game, it'll still be nighttime. And if you were to save, it also resets what time dawn is. So just be wary of that. But we're just going to head back into the game just to ensure that 5:42 is our actual dusk time. So we would open our map. It's dusk. 5:42 is dusk. Now we would close our game. Head back into the system settings. Down to date and time. And from there, you want to give yourself enough time to make your shiny sandwich, get out of the picnic, and it'll be dawn timer. And you can go and hunt your dusk form. I'm just gonna show a sped up example of how it would be like if you yourself was doing this. Remember to always save before you make your sandwich. Save, 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 save. I cannot stress this enough. Save before you make your sandwich. Have autosaves off. Make your sandwich. Check that it's dusk. Go into your menu, 5:42 a.m. like we established, that was my time. And there's your dusk forms. Run around free and hope that you get yours. If you start seeing midnight forms popping up, close your game. Start it back, go back into your settings, put your time back to 5:40, 5:39 a.m. That was my time. You have to find your own and hunt your dusk form. This was a very, very hard shiny to obtain in Sun and Moon. I know from experience. I have one in Pokemon Home currently for my Sun and Moon version. But I know there's gonna be some questions. Some want to talk about Own Tempo Rockruff. I know this question will come up, so I'm going to answer that right now. This is a Rockruff without Own Tempo. Someone mentioned to me that you can ability patch it. No. In this game, Rockruff is its own species as... what would be a good example? As Sinistea, Phony and Antique form are separate species in Sword and Shield. Rockruff Own Tempo is its own species in Scarlet and Violet, which also means that Rockruff cannot evolve to... you can't evolve Own Tempo Rockruff unless it's dusk. It's locked to only evolve during dusk. If you have a Rockruff that is past level 27 and just not evolving, check the ability. It might have Own Tempo. You can only evolve it during dusk. And as for the rest of the Rockruffs, depending on what time it is, day or night, it'll evolve you know, to the form that it's supposed to. But yeah, just as an example, I used up all my ability patches. I'm gonna reset my game anyway, so I'll get the items back. Ability patch will change this Rockruff without Own Tempos. But as you could see, the Dusk form, there is no ability to change it too. I even went as far as going back to West Province Area 1, going into Dawn Timer, making a shiny sandwich, hoping that maybe I might get a Own Tempo shiny, but I mean, those rates are like, I don't even know the rates. That's really high. But I went out of my way to find at least a regular Own Tempo Rockruff so that I could show everyone exactly what I just spoke on. And if you're looking to get your own Tempo Rockruff, you could put a Pokemon with either the ability Trace or Intimidate on the front line, and eventually, you know, you'll see if it has the ability Own Tempo or Intimidate. You won't be able to intimidate it, and that's how you can find your own Tempo Rockruff. Is kind of a tongue twister, but I went out of my way to catch an Own Tempo Rockruff. I even used the herbs. I had to save the game in order to keep this, just so that I could show everyone that you cannot ability patch Own Tempo Rockruff, but you can if it doesn't have it. They're separate species, the two. They're two different, they're considered two separate species in the game. As you can see, cannot use and can use. The one cannot use is the Own Tempo. Same with the ability capsule. Cannot use. Own Tempo Rockruff is its own. It's its own species. So you can only evolve it during dawn, which I'm also going to show that as well. So we're gonna go back into the system, date and time. We know 5:42 a.m. is dawn. And back into the game. Grab Own Tempo Rockruff. Level it past level 25. And it's not going to evolve during daytime. I think if I remember correctly, in Sword and Shield, it still would evolve regardless of the time and if you had Own Tempo, but in this game, as I said, it's its own species. So it will only forcefully evolve during dawn if it has Own Tempo. So as you can see, it's a level 27. It's daytime in the icon, like I said earlier in the video. Feed it another rare candy. If it's swapped over to dawn timer, then it will start to evolve. So I'm gonna cancel it because I'm just gonna pull up the map and show that the dawn icon is available, and after we can evolve it into the Dusk form. So as you could see, it is dawn. We'll feed it one more rare candy, not a potion. And there you go, Own Tempo Rockruff. It is now a separate species from the other Rockruffs. This one is exclusively dawn only. Dusk form. Why do I keep saying dawn? I'm sorry. But, oh boy. This was a very, very long video. I hope everybody found this video informative. I hope it helps you with a lot of things. You're now very fluent on Rockruff and Lycanroc for Scarlet and Violet anyway. But I appreciate you sticking it out with me this long in the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe as always, and thank you for watching. Peace.